viewers, in this video we are creating the user account using the Firebase. So for that, go to the register activity. You can see that in register activity we are having two edit tags that takes emails and password from the user, and then by clicking the create new account button we are creating the account for that user. So you can see that the edit text email having the ID register email and edit text password having the ID register password, and then button having the ID register button. So go to the register activity, and then here we are creating the set on click listener. We are going to create on click listener for the register button. So for that, type register okay, what is the ID? Yeah, register button. Here okay, register button, and here we are typing the register button dot set on click listener this. Here we are already implemented interface on click listener, so we are simply here calling the that listener. Now here we are checking that if view is equals to register button, then we are calling the function create new account and implement and create the function create new account. Now inside this we are first taking the input that is entered by the user in this field into one string variable. So for that, create one variable called email that takes that get register email dot text, and one other variable that stores entered password by the user. So register password dot text dot toString. Now we are checking that if the field is empty or the user doesn't enter anything, then shows the error message. So for that we are checking that if email dot is empty, then we can give simply toast message that email cannot be empty. And then show, or we can also set the error message to the edit text. For that we are first checking that if the password field is empty, then what we can do, we can simply set the ID, take the ID of a edit text and then error, which is equals to cannot be empty. If both fields is not empty, then we are creating the account for the user. For that we first create the authentication variable for Firebase, that is Firebase auth, this one. Okay, now here inside onCreate method we are initializing this mauth as a Firebase auth.get instance. Okay, now here inside else part we are calling the create user with email password function of a Firebase authentication, which enables us to create a account for user using the email address and password. For that we are calling the method for that, that is the create user with email and pass the email which is provided by the user and password, create the account. You can see here the error message because we are using kotlin, so pass the null, and then here we are creating add on complete listener for on completed task. For that we are creating new add on complete listener on complete listener, and here we are giving auth result. Here you can see the error, filter enter here and implement the methods on complete, and here we are checking that if our task is successfully done or not. For that we are checking that if p0, the object which is given, is successful. If it is successful, then we are simply post that the account is created successfully. Otherwise we are giving the error message. So here account created successfully, toast length short, and then show, and else we are simply toast the error occurred. Now here if the account is successfully created, then we have to send user to the login screen. For that we are already create the account send to login activity. Here we are simply calling that method. Okay, here now we are creating the progress dialog. For that we are here creating the progress dialog. Now in the onCreate method we are simply initializing this progress dialog is equals to create the progress dialog and pass this as an argument. Now when user click on the button, at that time we are start the dialog. So here we are using progress dialog dot set title, loading progress dialog dot set message, account is creating. Here you can see the error, here pass the null object, and now progress dialog dot, here progress dialog dot cancel, okay, set cancel on outside touch, which is equals to true, and then progress dialog dot show. So progress dialog is visible, and then when we are successfully created account or error is occur, we are cancel this dialog. So progress dialog dot dismiss. Same, copy this and paste it here. Okay, so before run the application, you have to enable the Firebase authentication option. So open the Firebase in your project, go to the authentication. Here you can see the sign in method. Go to that sign in method, and then you can see here email and password. You have to enable this option before testing the application. So enable this and save. Now go to the user and run this application. You can see our application is running successfully. Now let's try to create the account. So click on create new account and give the email address. And give the password. And then click on the create new account. You can see account created successfully, toast is visible. Now refresh this database. Here you can see our account is successfully created. So in next video we are going to see how to log in the user into the system.